Welcome back to Not Perfectly Okay, and That's All Right. I'm Blessing, and today we're tackling a topic that stripped me up more times than I can count, and that is guilt. Well, specifically, the guilt that creeps in when we dare to set boundaries. You know the feeling like when you say no to a friend, a work request, or a family obligation, and suddenly you're drowning in self doubt, asking yourself, am I being selfish? What if they're upset? Well, this episode is your permission slip to let go of that guilt. And we'll explore why boundaries aren't just okay, they're essential, and how to uphold them without apologies. So, let's dive in. A few years ago, I said yes to everything like work projects, volunteer commitments, late night calls from friends. I mean, you name it. But then one day, I stood in the cereal aisle at ShopRite while doing my grocery shopping, utterly paralyzed by the choice between picking fruit and fiber and cornflakes. I burst into tears. I literally burst into tears. Now, my tear wasn't because of the choice of cereal, but because I was so drained, I couldn't make a simple decision. That meltdown was my wake up call. I realized I'd let guilt dictate my life, fearing that setting boundaries would make me unlikable. So, if you're listening, does this sound familiar? If so, today we will unpack how to reclaim your time, energy, and sanity guilt free. All right, as usual on our episode, we love to dismantle some myths, and today we'll dismantle three toxic myths about boundaries. And our number one myth for today is good people always put others first. The truth is, you can't pour from an empty cup. So, prioritizing yourself lets you show up better for others. Our number two myth is if they're upset, I've done something wrong. No, others' reactions are their responsibility, not yours to manage. And our third myth is boundaries will ruin your relationships. Truth, healthy boundaries strengthen relationships by fostering respect and honesty. I mean, I used to believe this myth too until I learned that boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges to healthier connection. Having dismantled this myth, it's time for our boundary blueprint challenge. Like I always do on our episode, okay, I give you guys homework to do. So remember that this homework comes with no pressure, so you have to be gentle with yourself. And our number one homework for today is to identify one area where guilt hijacks your no. For example, work meals after hours, family demands, and so on. You can name it. And that brings us to our number two, draft a boundary script. Keep it simple. Simple like when the request come, you can be like, I can't take this on right now, but I appreciate you asking. And our number three is to practice it once this week. Practice any of those boundaries this week. Remember to start small. Say no to requests that drains you, even if it's just declining an extra meeting. And if guilt whispers you're being selfish, whisper back, I'm being human. All right, guys. Thank you for showing up even when guilt tries to shrink your voice. If this episode clicks with you, share it with someone who needs to hear this. Your limits are valid. Until our next episode, remember, saying no to others often means saying yes to yourself. And that's more than all right. It's necessary. So, my friends, take care, and I will see you in our next episode.